Next time you are scrolling social media and you hear this,
Favorite restaurant in Arizona?
Favorite restaurant in Arizona? That's a good question.
boy, do I have a story for you.
A lot of the crazy ideas people don't understand.
That's Mr. AZ Sports. He asks,
What is your favorite restaurant in Arizona?
and celebs answer.
I gotta go Sexy Roll.
Sexy Roman. Time to find out if it's as sexy as the hype.
We're sitting down with the viral Arizona influencer who got his start in a, let's just say, very unconventional way.
I'm gonna sneak a rotisserie chicken into the Diamondbacks game because I know that will go viral. So I'm outside the stadium, it's 110 degrees, and I'm taping a chicken to my stomach. I'm like, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, more on that. Play ball, MOMCAST. Mr. AZ Sports.
Good morning.
I mean, I can't believe how big your channel has become. I remember first being told about it, and the hook is so great, but I want to start from the very beginning.
Okay.
Because you moved here to Arizona in the 90s.
95.
And what was it that just drew you to the teams here?
That's a really good question. I think I didn't really follow sports heavily. I mean, always loved sports. Like, even as a kid, when I was 8, the D-backs moved here, and we had season tickets for the first 3 years. So we actually, or first 2 years, my dad gave them up when they went on to win the World Series. We're still mad about that in the family. So I've always been a big D-backs fan. Then we had tickets for the Nash era. So like I became a big Suns fan, and then I became a Cardinals fan during that playoff series. And then about when I was just like 23, 24, I was like, I just really love sports. I'm just gonna really like go hardcore and follow them. And that's when I started following them, and for fun at least. And then how this all started was, remember when we went to the World Series?
Do I remember?
In 2023, so we were leaving a watch party, me and my roommate were, and there was all these news outlets were lined up outside to interview fans, and they gave my roommate like a 5-minute interview, and then some other outlet put like a microphone in my face and like, we need to do a standing ovation for Christian Walker, and I'm like going off, like in one of my passions that I always do. And the lady was like rolling her eyes at me. I wish I remember what broadcast it was, because like these days I know them all, but back then I didn't know anybody, and she was rolling her eyes, and I got so mad. So I drove home, and I'm laying in bed. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do this myself. So I just sent a tweet out, retweet, if you're going to game 3, 4, or 5, you have one job, you have Christian Walker standing ovation, retweet this. I go to bed and I wake up and it's viral. Like I had like probably 1,000, maybe 2,000 followers on X, not even like an active account, and like, it did like 100K overnight. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to the gym, and then I'm lifting, and I get like 4 phone calls like, oh my gosh, Vince and Vic Morata just mentioned you on the radio about this. Like, it's going crazy. So I was like, okay, I need to make something to go down to the stadium. So I made a sign that's like yay big, says give Christian Walker a standing ovation, and walked around the stadium for 3 hours. And then game 3, they gave him a standing ovation. He was this close to a home run. He was like probably 4 feet away from his first batted home run. And I was like, okay, if I could get a stadium do a standing ovation with this much effort, what could I do if I put an hour into it? What could I do if I put 5 hours into it? And that's where I have half of sleeve. I have all the teams on my arm, and that my buddy said, you're like Mr. AZ Sports. And I was like, okay, there's the name.
Ding.
Name's done. Like, I kind of wish I picked Mr. Valley Sports, because I am more Valley, because I don't like the Dirty T team.
Sure.
Fair.
Fair.
We'll just make that very straight.
Yes,
Kenny
got
is
it.
the best thing that's ever happened to the state, but it's also kind of fun to make them mad when they're like, you should be Mr. Valley Sports. I'm like, no, I just don't care about the teams down south. But that's where the name was born, and that's how it all started, was just like, I was just like, if I could do this in my bed, half asleep, what could I do if I put effort into it?
So this was back in 2023 when
Yeah.
you started it. Since then, and I feel like especially within the last year, you have really taken off to the point where sports fans, if you're a sports fan, you know who Mr.
Yeah.
AZ Sports is. So where did the idea come from where you thought, oh, I'm going to take my love of food and my love of sports, and I'm going to combine them?
So this is a hilarious story. So May 2024, I spent like the first 6 months just trying to figure out how to make content, because it's just editing, learning what a hook is, learning how to title, learning how to optimize search words for. So it just takes 6 months to even learn how to do anything. And I'm the guy that I obsess with learning. So like I pretty much watched podcast after podcast of Mr. Beast, all these big creators, and just listen to what they said. And they always just said, make 100 videos, you'll get 1% better every time. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out a way to make content. So I was like, you know what? The Coyotes left, and I was so mad that I didn't like go to more Coyotes games. Like, you know what? I'm never gonna want to have that regret again in my life. What if I just go to every Cardinals, every D-backs, every Suns game, and every ASU game in 1 year and see what happens? And the minute I tweeted that, the next day I was on the radio, I was on all these things, like, okay, this is a genius idea.
Right.
5 games into it, I'm like, okay, I'm at all these games. I gotta do something to get the fans engaged, because otherwise you're just going to every game and it's lame, and like, how do I make content from it? And I was like, this is back when I was like nervous about content. Like I was scared to post videos. I didn't know what I was doing. It's changed a lot now, but. So about 5 games into it, I was like, I'm gonna sneak a rotisserie chicken into the Diamondbacks game, because I know that will go viral. So I'm outside the stadium, it's 110 degrees, and I'm taping a chicken to my stomach. I'm like, this isn't gonna work. It looks like I'm pregnant, I'm in a hoodie, I smell like a chicken. Yes. And I got so discouraged. I was like, what are the rules of Chase Field? I'm like, oh, you can bring outside food in. I was like, there's gotta be kidding me. So I walked in with a chicken, went to the upper deck, posted it, and it just went viral as heck. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take food to all the D-backs games. So that was a whole bit for probably like all of last, like that's how it all started, taking food to games. But then I was realizing, I was at games and I'm running into Tom Chambers, Rex Chapman, whoever, these big names. And I'm like, I don't wanna be known as a picture guy. I just think I have no problem people taking pictures. You see someone, big celebrity, like there's celebrities I would still take pictures with, but I was like, no, you can't make content from a picture. Like it's just like, oh, a flex, I made it. So I'm like, okay, I like food, what can I do? And I was watching these interviews where people are just like, hey, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, how can I recreate this? What's your favorite restaurant? And I was like, okay, and I told my friend it, he's like, oh, I don't think you'll be able to meet enough people to do that. Like it's a good idea. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I've learned the hard way that a lot of the crazy ideas people don't understand. Same thing as like when I told people I'm gonna go to 150 games, they're like, that's a terrible idea. I don't know how you're gonna do that. And it became one of the most successful things I did. So I've learned to stop asking advice. But then, so I had this idea.
An idea that turned into internet gold. More MOMCAST after this.
MOMCAST is sponsored by Moxie Pest Control, protecting what matters most.
Somehow got access to pregame courtside at the Suns. And I'm sitting there and Rex Chapman's next to me, and I'm just like, for like 20 minutes he's next to me, we were just talking. I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna ask. I just pulled out my phone, hey Rex, what's your favorite restaurant? Which is officially, was 1 year ago I asked that question to Rex Chapman. It was yesterday, was 1 year of what's your favorite restaurant's been born. And it's only been a year, that's the craziest part. Everyone's like, crazy. It's only been a year? I'm like, yeah. So I asked Rex that, and it had probably like 5,000 followers, and it did like 60K. I was like, okay, I've learned if you do something goes viral, study the video to figure out what made it go viral. And I was like, okay, the hook is probably what did it. So I was like, I know where Chambers is. I went and asked Chambers, and his did like 500,000. And I was like, okay, I found something here. I don't know how I'm gonna keep up on it. Took about 6 months for really steamroll, but now it's at a point where I'll DM people. I was like, hey man, I'd love to feature you. They're like, great, sounds good, let's get together soon. So now it's just getting to a point where it's just like, I'm working on Sean O'Malley and Tim Waltz, 2 MMA guys, and I just DM'd Tim. I was like, hey man, I'd love to just feature you guys both on the channel. He was like, sounds good, probably after the fight because we're in camp mode. Great, sounds good, we'll talk then.
Incredible.
It's insane.
So when you talk to the Diamondbacks, when you talk to the Cardinals, are you able to now get access because of the work that you've done?
No.
So you're just still a fan. You're still a fan.
Now, I have had conversations about the D-backs about maybe opening the door to give me a press pass so I can bring my laptop and cover the games on my X. And because I do have a big following on X and people do look at me for the D-back stuff. Everything I've built has been off of comment, being a comment fan.
See, and what I think is so great is the follow through. So not only do you ask the question, but then you go.
I know.
And how does that work?
Oh man, that's the fun part.
Yeah.
It's a lot of setting things up because at first I had to pay for everything.
Sure,
I had to get my name out there. Now I just send usually a message and like, yeah, come on in, whatever. I don't charge them. I just say, hey, I just ask for a comp meal because I can't afford to pay every
At
single.
some of these restaurants that celebrities
I'm
are going to.
I'm a normal guy. Like I can't go to
Yes.
Steak 44 or Cleaverman Steakhouse as much as I love Cleaverman every night.
Right.
Now I do go to Cleaverman almost every night because it's like my favorite restaurant,
Sure.
and DiMaggio's. But it's at a point now also where it's easy. It's actually cheaper to just host me than it is to pay for a promotion on like Facebook or anything. Because my video will do more and it only costs them food and labor than some Facebook ad.
So then you go to the restaurant,
Absolutely.
you film yourself eating. Was that a little tricky to get into? Because I feel like a lot of people prevent themselves from following up on becoming, maybe they have a great idea to be a content creator, but almost like the anxiousness of it, feeling a little silly, feeling like your ego is a little like, here I am eating and I'm, you know, how did you get past that?
I think that's from, I used to be a youth leader at church, and I used to teach in front of hundreds to kids, and I got over a lot of fear doing that. And that was what I did before. I spent probably 40 hours a week at church before I started doing content. And I just got over that fear, and I've always, you can ask all my friends, what you guys see is who I am. Like there's no acting. I've just always been this way. I've always been a little bit goofy, a little bit very confident, always get in situations, good or bad, that are always interesting. So putting a camera really wasn't much of a change for me. I have gotten a lot more comfortable over the years, but as always, anything you want, Monty Williams always says, anything you want is on the other side of hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And I never resonate with those accounts that just do voiceovers. Like those content, to me, I'm just like, I think it's so boring. I'm not trying to throw shade at them. I just like, I try so hard not to do voiceovers because like half of the story is the person.
Yeah, and the experience.
Like I get so many of my friends are like, he's like, it always stresses me out. Like you'll be eating and you have like a piece of cheese in your mustache and you don't realize that. I'm like, yeah, that's just who I am, bro. Like, just wait till I'm growing a big beard. I might put things in the beard and just be like, oh, I need a fork. Let me grab a fork, just because I might make it a bit and joke. But like, it's just who I am. So it's just like I've learned just embrace who you are and love yourself, and it'll show on camera.
Okay, so you have a day job.
I do.
You work in insurance.
I work 40 hours a week.
But what people don't realize is that these videos that are sometimes short, you know, take so much work. Break down exactly what it takes. Not only do you have to go to the game, you have to wait hours to even find the celebrity that you are looking for. You hopefully record it and everything looks good and sounds good. What happens after that, and how much time are you putting into these short videos?
There's even more layers
Than that.
because there's been times that I haven't recorded well, so then I have to go edit it to record it better.
Yes.
Or sometimes I have to be embarrassed and go back up to the person because I'm like,
We couldn't hear you.
Buddy, the
can I hear
microphone.
you? Can I do it one more time?
Right.
And then most of the time they're still cool about it, but sometimes they're not. And you said it right. A lot of times it's standing in a section for an autograph for 2 hours for hope for one person. Now, thankfully, some of them do get set up privately now, which is really cool. I just send DMs because they see my name and they're like, oh, I know who you are, which is really cool. It helps. But like, so it could be like an hour at a game, and then it could be a few hours trying to set something up, trying to get a hold of someone, trying to find the right person. And then also sometimes, like last night, I went to film a video and it wasn't the right vibe at the restaurant. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back another night. So like sometimes that even happens, is like, it's a long story, but there's a hockey player that's at a dive bar, and it's a dive bar of dive bars. And he's like, he said it, and he's like, you gotta go there on Wednesdays. I went out on Wednesday, and I was like, okay, I gotta come back on the weekend, because like this is too dead. This is not gonna work. So it's like, even that happens, where I was telling my friends, like, yeah, man, this flopped, I have to go back. He's like, I didn't know this much work went into your videos. I'm like, yeah, like it's a 60-second video will take me 5-10 hours to make.
At what point? At what point? Because you are gaining a lot of popularity. People know who you are. Will you ever make this your full-time job?
That's the dream.
Yeah.
You have to be a lot of the money comes from YouTube, and that's just the one thing I don't do yet. I think I'm gonna start doing sit-downs for long form for YouTube, and I think eventually, same thing, after making 100 of them, I'll probably figure out how to make them well, and it might do well. But my dream is to do this full-time. Like, I love making content. Like, I'm taking this USA-wide now. So like, I met up with Tebow the other day, and he gave me a restaurant in Jacksonville. So I'm gonna fly out to Jacksonville. I have 3 New York videos already. So when the Cardinals play the Giants this year, I'll go film those 3 when I'm out there. I have like 5 in Miami. I got like Bronny James, Chuck Liddell, so I'm gonna go to LA and go film him.
You almost knocked me off my chair when you told me how many videos you had waiting.
I probably have 70 to 90 videos right now, like Charles Barkley, James Harden, in the queue.
But it's interesting what you said that you kind of wait for. You kind of wait for if there's a trendy moment where Sam Levitt was really big last week, then you release that video, and what happened?
I didn't know I had that video about Sam. I forgot because I did one with cold beers.
From tracking trends to keeping the momentum going. More MOMCAST with Mr. AZ Sports after this.
MOMCAST is sponsored by Moxie Pest Control, protecting what matters most.
The problem is, everything just has to be done right. And a lot of times it takes so long to set things up, and then something will happen. I'm like, okay, well now I'm like,
Past it?
and now I'm like, unfortunately have to post it now. So it's like,
If there's a trendy moment where Sam Levitt was really big last week, then you release that video, and what happened?
I didn't know I had that video about Sam. A lot of times it takes so long to set things up, and then something will happen. I'm like, okay, well now I'm like,
Past it?
and now I'm like, unfortunately have to post it now. So it's like, all of it about is opportunity. I don't wait personally just for till someone gets fired or cut or leave, but like if I meet up with a player and then like 4 days later they're trending, it makes no sense not to post it.
Absolutely.
Like, but like I'm not sitting there bashing them. Like I do it in a positive light. It's just, so like I try not to do that, but unfortunately we live in a sports world where that happens. Like if someone gets traded and I haven't posted their video, like I made this mistake. I still have Jordan Montgomery's video before he left. I still have it.
What are you going to do with it?
Exactly. That's why I just post them when, okay, if like someone's leaving, I'm like, okay, I might as well just post and get it out there and move on, because otherwise it's
old content.
12 months and I'm still sitting on Jordan Montgomery, who I don't even know where he's at. And so I'm going to post his still eventually, but that's why it's like, okay, if someone's in trending, it's like you might as well just post it, get rid of it, move on to the next one, because it's just.
Okay, we've got some rapid fire questions for you. You
Oh,
ready?
boy.
And I want honesty.
Oh.
You can plead the fifth on some if you must. First up, rapid fire. Best celebrity that you've gotten a response from.
Oh man, that's tough.
You gotta do your ultimate favor. I know that your dream is to get Booker.
Yeah, my dream's Booker.
But you do have a 3-question rule, right? You've already gotten 2.
I try not to ask someone more than 3 times. I've asked Booker twice. I'm trying to make sure we plan it. I'm trying to make sure trying to make sure he would say something next time I run into him.
Okay, this is rapid fire.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't
favorite.
do well. I gotta say probably Barkley.
Barkley, really?
I haven't posted it yet, but Barkley was fun.
Tell me, well, he is so fun.
That one was hard to get to.
What was the experience that was just so great?
He's just a goofball.
Yeah.
He was like walking away, and he didn't want to talk to me, and then. So it's a long story about Barkley. So he was at the Suns game. I don't do well at rapid fire, as you can tell. I'm a storyteller. Yeah. So I'm seeing my tickets, and they show Barkley's at the game. Like, okay, I have to get this one.
Yes.
Like, so I run down at halftime, and there's an area that like I know where you can stand. So I was like, Barkley, what's your favorite restaurant? He walked right past me. And then I texted that to my friend who said Barkley's been in 3 or 4 times in the last week. So we knew it was his favorite. So like I had a tip. I get a lot of tips like, hey, this person loves this spot. I'm like, great. Yeah. So I'm prepared if they don't say anything. So I send that video to them. They're like, guess who just walked through the door 2 minutes ago? I'm like, shut up, Barkley. He's like, yeah. So they show the video of Barkley. And Barkley like, oh man, if I heard that, I would have answered it and gave you guys a shout out. And he was like all upset. So then I got a tip from somebody. He's like, hey, Barkley's here. You should stop by. I was like, okay, great. So I go and stop by, and he's like walking out. I'm like, Barkley, what's your favorite restaurant? Oh man, I don't know if I have one. I'm like, I heard you like DiMaggio's though. And he stops in his tracks. He's like, I do like DiMaggio's. I've been there a lot this week. And I know who, and he didn't say it, but his face was like, I know who you are because I saw the
Yes.
video.
Yeah.
So he told me DiMaggio's, told me what he got. So I haven't made it yet, but I'll post it eventually. Probably post it in March. But that was probably the most fun because that one had so many layers to go into it. And then he's like, oh, I remember you.
Well, and he's so legendary.
He's
I
awesome.
mean, there's no, oh
Steve
gosh, I
Nash
love
is
him.
probably one I haven't got though, that one too.
Have you ever asked?
Haven't read it, haven't seen
Haven't
it.
asked yet. Okay. Favorite Arizona athlete of all time?
Gonzo,
Really?
absolutely.
And you've asked him, I'm sure.
He's a friend now.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
And what was his restaurant?
He said some Mexican spot. I don't really remember.
And did you go? Did you like it?
Yeah, he was one of the first. He was like one of the first people because he followed me a while ago, so I DM'd him, and then he didn't respond right away, and then I ran into him. He's like, "You want to do it now?" I was like, "Great." So Gonzo, I tell him all the time, I was like, he used to share my stuff when I was small. Like I was really small count. He used to
People
share
like
my
that
stuff.
you'll never
so I was
forget.
like, to this day, like Gonzo is probably my favorite guy, and he also won us one of our few only really championship we have. So like till someone takes over that, it's Gonzo.
So that's my next question is what's the one game that you will never forget? Your favorite game?
2016, I was at the Cardinals-Packers playoff game with my best friend when Larry went on that run and 90 yards to the 2-yard line or 80 yards to the 2-yard line, and they won in that game. I remember
You're talking about my favorite person on the planet.
Larry's awesome. I
Yes.
remember my best friend, like, I thought he was going to throw me onto the field. He was so excited. I was like, what is going on? And still to this day, we have this fun ranking system where he's a pastor, so thankfully I live a life now that I get to take him to crazy things. So he always ranks them now. So like he still has that one. I took him courtside the other night I did a deal with the company to take him courtside. And he's like, courtside might be 2, but still I don't think anything's ever gonna beat
That game.
So like it's a little that game for
Have
sure.
you asked Larry? Yeah.
I did. He said he's an owner in Steak 44 and Dump, and so he says Steak 44.
Oh, okay. Fair,
But he
fair,
also
fair.
goes there a lot, but he also is an owner, so I was like, it's kind of.
I think I know the answer to this, but then again, your hat threw me off. Your favorite Arizona franchise, sports franchise. I'm assuming that it's the Suns, but then you're wearing a Coyotes hat. But you can't really say that anymore.
I say whichever franchise is
season.
doing the best.
Okay, so.
Right now, it probably is the Suns, because
Yeah.
I just love what Ishbia is doing.
Okay.
Just not trying to throw shade, but like just having an owner who's committed to winning, even if it costs him $150 million in taxes. We've never had that in Arizona. And I just see so much potential with the Suns that I just think right now, that's my favorite. Or ASU, though ASU football, or ASU just in general. Like those two, what Graham, Kenny, Greg Powers, Molly Miller are doing out there is just, once again, we've never seen anything like that in Tempe. So like, even ASU hockey games are like almost sold out every night. It's unbelievable what ASU is doing, and what Kenny's doing is just unbelievable. Like he's killing the transfer portal. Every game's like a sellout. It's just so Suns and ASU right now are probably my two just absolute top tier.
Your favorite restaurant in Arizona?
Cleaverman Steakhouse or DiMaggio's.
Really, and why?
So DiMaggio's. I actually don't love Italian. I only like Italian if it's the best of the best, and I think DiMaggio's I haven't found something that can compete with DiMaggio's.
Your death row meal, what is it?
Tomahawk steak.
Tomahawk steak, I've seen that all over you.
That I get everywhere I go. I get tomahawk.
And your favorite one in the valley, is that at Cleaverman's?
I need to do a tomahawk series.
You do
I
need
don't-
to
they
do a
don't have-
tomahawk
They don't
series.
have really tomahawks at Cleaverman. I remember
Really?
they might. I usually get Cleaverman. I get a 6-ounce rib cat.
The most underrated restaurant in Arizona that you think people like really need to give it a shot?
Oh, that's tough. In-N-Out Burger, does that count? I love-
Does for me.
Of course, you can check out all of Mr. AZ Sports' content, Instagram, X, or TikTok. And he just launched his own YouTube channel. For MOMCAST, I'm Emma Jade. See you next week.
MOMCAST is sponsored by Moxie Pest Control, protecting what matters most.